start by finding a position that is comfortable. If it's possible, finding some place. You can pause the audio, finding some place where there won't be a distraction. If that's not possible, then just continuing wherever you are. And the posture, comfortable, yes, but also not too comfortable that you'll fall asleep, unless that's your intention. So I sit, right now I'm sitting with 2 cushions, meditation cushions, under my butt, and I have my knees on the ground, and also my shins across the ground, and my back straight, if you can imagine that. And I sit like this because it gives me, I'm able to sit for longer periods of time with less back pain than if I were to sit with my legs crossed. So you can try this. If it's comfortable for you, you can cross your legs, or sitting in a chair is fine. Tuning into what is here. Maybe that would be sounds, if there are sounds, or the spaces between the sounds. For me, there's a chirping bug outside my window. I don't know if you can hear that through the microphone. And there's also the sound of an AC in the distance. But tuning into whatever is here to be heard, far away or near, could be as near as the sound of your own breathing. And why do we tune into the sounds? It's not that the sounds in particular are anything magical. It's just a potential thing that we could bring awareness to as a way of grounding our attention or awareness in this moment. Because these sounds are happening in this moment. So it's really nothing magical. It's just like being aware of what is here, and that would include sounds. This current experience also includes breathing. If you're alive and if you're listening to this, I'm assuming that you're alive. So including breathing. So here now with sounds near and far, and the experience of breathing, including the sound of breathing. So just being this being, hearing and breathing. why do we sit and listen to the sounds and pay attention to breathing? I've given a metaphor in a past episode of a mixing board. In a recording studio, usually there are much more, but let's say 10 tracks of instruments, the drums, the keyboard, the guitar. You can isolate any one of those instruments and listen, or have just that instrument have the volume up. But when we have all of the tracks up, then we're getting the full experience of the song. I see awareness in a similar way. So each one of these things, listening, breathing, is another part of our experience. And when we're including them all in the experience, then we are listening to the full song. Or being with the entirety of our experience. So just breathing and hearing. And there's more to our experience than breathing and hearing. There's also thoughts that arise, emotions that arise. So including thoughts and emotions. To continue with the metaphor, it's like turning the volume up on those tracks. But we don't need to do anything to get them to be here. Thoughts and emotions will just naturally arise, but now we're just including them in the awareness. You might tune in specifically to a place in the body. If there's an emotion, usually we'll have a location in the body where it is felt. Like, people say a gut feeling. Could be fear. We feel that in our gut. Or a lot of times anxiety is felt in the chest area. Or joy and love is felt in the chest. Or the heart center. Noticing if there's any experience of emotion, and if so, if there's any place in the body where that's felt. Or if not, just noticing the absence of that in the body. And we can include all of this in our experience of awareness. The sounds, the breath, what's happening in the body, feelings of emotion, thoughts, cognition. Just tuning into it all. What's here in this bigger space that holds it all? And if any one of these experiences is hijacking, meaning if the emotion is strong and it takes over the experience, or the thoughts are consuming and you're following them down a path of just pure thought, it might be helpful to return the attention to some place where it's easy to rest the attention. So maybe the sounds, or the breath, or the sensations in the palms of the hands. As a way of anchoring the awareness. Why do we include thoughts and emotions in this experience? And the way I see it is, sometimes thoughts and emotions can be very powerful, and they can consume our experience, and we can feel as if it is the entirety of our experience. So if we feel anger, sometimes it's just anger. That's all we are. That's all our experience. Or if there's a ruminating thought, a chattering mind, we might feel as if that's us. That's our whole experience, and we identify with it. But sitting in this way, where we're being aware of breathing, sounds, thoughts, and emotions, we can see them as just one experience in this larger experience. So they're not so, at least for me, consuming and powerful. It's like if I were to be feeling anger, oh, there's anger here, but there's also more to this experience. What is this bigger experience? And when we start to live from this vantage point, this larger experience that includes thoughts and emotions as part of it, then we can be less identified with the thoughts and emotions. So instead of, I'm an anxious person, we might start to reframe into, I'm this person that has a variety of experiences, and one of them is anxiety. One of them is the sense of my breath, and so on. Tuning in again to breathing, sounds, senses in the body, thoughts, emotions. Whatever's here. And as always, the option to rest awareness in some place of where it's easy to rest the attention. So I'm going to be ending the audio here. I'm going to stop recording on my end. But just because the recording has ended doesn't mean that you have to stop. If you are sitting and you choose to continue to sit in this way, you can sit for as long as you'd like. I'll probably sit for another 20, 25 minutes after I stop recording in this same way. So tuning into breath, sounds, sensations in the body, thoughts and emotions. And at any point, if I feel I've been hijacked and I'm just feeling emotion or just feeling thought, I'll come back to some place where it's easy to rest my attention. For today, I'm choosing the palms of my hands, just resting attention there. And sometimes I'll just rest attention there for the remainder of my sit. Just pay attention to the palms of the hands. Because it's not like paying attention to one thing is better than the other. It's the attention itself, the awareness itself that we're practicing. So thank you for joining. If you choose to sit more, enjoy the rest of your sit. And thanks for joining. Hope that you join again in the future.